Hello and welcome to the Leckiju Lounge. This is your host Lex, and as Fifi O'Hara once said, go back to Party City where you belong. Hi, so I'm coming to you live from my beautiful room, my in-studio Leckiju Lounge, and the reason I've got a blanket over my legs is because I didn't feel like really getting dressed for this, so yeah, we just didn't want to do that. I wanted to be comfy. This is my truest, authentic self, and that's what I'm wanting to share with you guys, so get with the program. It's been a while, I know, and I've been like really bad at this. I've really been on my bad podcast grind, and I apologize. I do want to get better. And the first step of healing and the first step of therapy is recognizing it and finding awareness. And I am aware that I'm doing a bad job on here, but I talked about on my last episode actually was with my best friend Haley. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But we talked about a show we were preparing for that week. That was like our tech week for the show we did, and that show happened, and I performed my original choreography. It's on my other YouTube channel, which is at Leckiju, or you can just type in Lex Everett. It's in the link tree as well. So that is my main YouTube channel, and I have all my choreographies posted there. So if you want to go check it out, the one we did this year was so cool. I watched it last night, actually, just rewatching it, and I was like, I kind of did something here. Like, it was just really fun and really cool and good vibes, I think. My cast did amazing, and if you're a K-pop fan, you'll notice the first instrumental is Dirty Work by aespa, the second one is Bridge the Edge of Reality from ATEEZ, and the last one is Gala by XG. So check out my choreography because it's really fun. And also, if you haven't seen me dance before, that's what I look like dancing. My own style too, so it's like my favorite style to do. This week I went to the aquarium, and I haven't been since January. That was fun, but it was so busy, and there were a lot of kids. It was giving field trips. It was, when we got there at first, it was mostly elementary kids. I mean, this place was crawling. I have seen it more busy than that, but I haven't really been there when it's that busy, because first time I went was during COVID, and COVID was obviously like, they only let a certain amount of people come per day. It was masked up. Honestly though, a nice experience, because like you get the full experience, just like half the guest. And we went during the school hours because I was like my senior year, so it was nice. And then last time I went for my brother's birthday was really chill also, not many people, but we went later in the day. And then this week we went kind of in the peak hours and field trips. So as we were leaving, they were starting to bring in middle schoolers, so we got out before that. But I mean, it did put into perspective. I was like, if I had to be a chaperone for these kids, I can't do that job. I'm sorry, that job's not for me. Like, I even thought if I had to take like my students, the ones like the dance students I'd teach, like I could handle them, because I feel like they're not great, but they are a little bit more respectful just because they dance. Like, they have a more understanding of the respect and the discipline than most public school kids, I think. But I couldn't handle that. Also, like a whole class, you're one teacher and you have to take your class to this exhibit. Like, that's crazy. And I just feel bad for them. Also, another job I can't do is I saw the Georgia Aquarium employees, like one of them will be, I guess, kind of work with one school, or like they all get to work with a school. And so they show them around, they like help with things. And I'm like, you basically have to be with that school the whole day? No thanks. I'm actually so good. Like, and that's their job. I came into contact with a lot of stupid people that day. And maybe that's rude, and I don't want to, I guess these people just don't have as much knowledge, which is just a nicer way of saying that. But like the funniest thing that I heard the whole day was part of the aquarium, there's these birds over near the dolphins, and I don't know what kind of birds these are, honestly, and they smell really bad, so I never get that close to read anything. So that whole room and area smells like terrible because of these birds. And they're kind of like a corally pink, orangey color. Pretty, really pretty, but they're small. Like they're probably the size of like a dove or a pigeon, like I guess a normal size bird. Not me body shaming birds, but like a normal size bird. And so they're there, and there's like a crowd of people in this room. So my brother and I are walking through there, and we just hear somewhere around us, this kid goes, "Flamingos!" Like they were so excited to see these flamingos, baby. This is not even close to what a flamingo looks like. Like, and I'm not to shame this child, because I just feel like growing up, we all knew what flamingos look like. They're pretty popular as far as birds because they're pink and they're really cool looking. And like everything that's Florida themed has a flamingo on it. You know what I mean? Like beach themed. So yeah, these, like I said, the size of a pigeon, maybe a little bigger. We know what flamingos look like, but this kid was living. This kid was like, flamingos! They weren't even pink like that either. But you know, there was just that whole day a big sense of whimsy that I thought, good for them, you know, even with the adults, because like there are some adults who said some pretty dumb stuff, and I'm happy for them because they're able to have such a different experience than I am. I like the aquarium and I have a good time, but it's like, I'm never gonna feel that excited over those things. And I don't know why. Like, I part of me thinks, oh, I grew up at the beach. I guess like I saw animals and I swam in the ocean and saw things, but like, it's not even really that. Like, even if I had never seen that, I'm the type of person, like, I could see a movie with a shark in it, and I've never seen that type of shark in real life. But then when I go to the aquarium and see the shark, I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like the photo I saw of it, or it kind of looks like the video I saw of it, which is, like, so boring, but to me, that's what I think is normal. And then some people, like, they see a shark, adults even, and they see, like, animals or fish, and they're, like, blown away just to see it in person. And to me, I'm like, I mean, that's not that different from the video. And like, that's terrible. I don't like that mindset. I don't like that about myself, but it's like, there's no other way in my brain. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I wouldn't have gotten an Aquapass if I didn't enjoy going to the aquarium and appreciate everything that they do, because I do. And I think it's awesome that we're able to see some things up close. And another reason I got the Aquapass this year was, one, just because I wanted to go. It had been a while, but also the Georgia Aquarium it's like top in the US, and it's like top 5 maybe in the world. It's really high up there. So I wanted to see. I was like, I live here, maybe 40 minutes away. Why do I not go? Anyways, the aquarium was fun though. And we were there for about 3 hours because we saw a dolphin show, which their dolphin show is fire. We saw their sea lion show, which I've never seen, and it was great. It was so cool. I love sea lions. It was very short, but it had everything I needed in it, so it was super fun. I also went to a different choreography show for a student of mine who is a part of this. She goes to a college, and the graduating seniors have this like choreography program, and that's like part of their grade or something like that. And so I went to support her and got to watch some choreography, just because like every once in a while, go take a taste of art, you know? I know it's my job, but it's like fun to go somewhere that I don't teach at, I'm not dancing at, just to like watch a show. It's so fun, and I've grown to really appreciate it, like even for ballets and stuff. Just whenever I move to the side of like not having to be in the shows anymore, getting to just go to a theater and watch a show is fun, because it's like I don't have to feel the stress, basically. Like, I don't have the stress of having to, like, when am I going to have to go on stage? When am I going to put on my costume? And when you go in not having to do that, it's really fierce. It feels really fierce. Not to, like, make anyone want to quit dancing, because, you know, I definitely advise people to keep doing it. I have a show coming up, actually, not that I have to perform in, but I am going to experience the nerves and everything because I have a bunch of classes doing dances. How many do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dances, I think, in this show. So it's like, I'm going to be feeling some nerves for them. I wish I could go on stage with them and do it, but I can't. From here on out, it's kind of on them. We have one more week in studio. So, hey. And by the time this comes out, that week will be over. Next episode, I'm really excited for. I just know it's going to be good. Because hear me out. My week this week, I'm going to Cobra's concert. If you don't know Cobra, she was just at Coachella. She just had a song come out with Demi Lovato. And that was major. I love Demi Lovato and have for years. I've been a big fan since COVID times, okay? Because COVID times I got into, I don't know if I've talked about this on here before, but COVID times I got into watching her 2 documentaries or like docuseries things. And I like really brushed up on my Demi Lovato knowledge, and I've been a fan ever since. I really just like followed her journey. And certain celebrities, I've said this before, but certain celebrities I just claim. Like, and I think it's mostly ones who don't have a lot of fans. Demi Lovato obviously has so many fans, okay? But she has a lot of haters and a lot of people who have like left her and like forgotten about her. No. Demi Lovato is one of my celebrities. I love her. Anyways, Cobra, back to Cobra. I'm seeing her concert on Tuesday. This is going to come out on Thursday, okay? So my week is... Wait. Yes, I will have seen her when this comes out, but the next week's episode is what's going to have the talk on it because I will have seen her on Tuesday, and on that Saturday, I see Ashniko. So I got 2 concerts in 1 week, and it's Cobra and Ashniko, and they have a song together, and they're performing that same song, I think, at both concerts. So I'm going to have stuff to talk about, and I will have to post an episode because, like, I need to be saying my fresh thoughts. I need to be writing down my notes just because, like, they are both amazing to me, and I'm so excited to see their shows. So we're going to have a debrief after. What else have I been doing? I've been really taking care of myself lately, and I think part of that is knowing that I have like a trip to go on and have something to prepare for. It's like, as a model, you're always told to be ready for a job as if it's tomorrow, which is like so true because that's how it moves. But it's like your brain sometimes doesn't actually like register that until you actually have something, and then you freak out. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I have this trip that I'm working towards, and it's given me something more to work towards in a way. Like, I was taking care of myself well before, but it just feels like it has more purpose now, which I love the feeling of. Honestly, it's just the feeling of like, oh, I have something in the works, or like I have something to work towards and work for. So there's that. But I'm like, I've just been working out better, like being active and stuff. I've been taking care of my skin really well. Thank you, BR Mud. If you want to shop BR Mud, go to the link tree on this channel. I am an affiliate for BR Mud, so hey, go check their stuff out because it's really great. Like, I used to have, just to go in like a little skin journey, I've never had bad acne or anything like that, but I do hear it's great for acne. I have had breakouts like in T-zone and like normal areas around my nose, but I had these weird breakouts that were like along the side of, kind of outside my eyebrow, if you're just listening, outside my eyebrow before it makes it to my hairline. And I figured it was from hair products and stuff that get on the skin, and I think it was that. But I was feeling it literally last night, and I was like, my skin over there is smooth. Like, it used to just have bumps over there. Smooth. My nose feels so much smoother, like my forehead, literally everything. So get into that BR Mud bundles, trios, duos. They have so many different ways to purchase, and I love them. But please shop through my link so I can get a little affiliate commission. That would be so beautiful. Or just message me and I'll send you a special link. Now, I've also been taking care of myself. I said what? Workout. I've said skin, hair. I've been taking care of my hair. Bro, I've been using this hair growth thing. I literally saw baby hairs growing because my hairline, I'm trying to not lose her. I'm trying to not lose her while I'm young. I want to start while I'm young because my dad's bald and my two brothers I've kind of seen like going back in these points. So I'm trying to reverse that. Reverse the effects of that. I don't know why that channeled myself to think of Drag Race. I guess my opening line was from Drag Race too, but Drag Race All-Stars Season 11 has come out, and I don't know who cares about this, but it has like revealed the cast and done the intro videos. I think I might watch some of it, but I'm not feeling super interested in watching it. One, because again, I don't know who knows Drag Race like that, but basically they did the exact same setup as last year with 3 brackets. They used the exact same colors, orange, pink, and purple, which I thought was weird. Why not, if you're going to do the same format, choose 3 different colors? Like, there's so many colors out there to do. They could have done like blue, green, and teal, like turquoise. Wait, why would that eat? Why would that actually eat? There's just so many colors to choose from, so that's kind of annoying. And the queens, there just aren't that many queens. Like, I don't even know who I would root for. I feel like it's gonna be probably given to like Kennedy Davenport, and everybody feels that way just because she's been there for so long and she's been on so many seasons. But I guess excited to see Morgan McMichaels because she's an OG. I'm excited to see Dawn. I really like Dawn's style. Do I think she'll win? Hell no. Anyways, let me take a break. I need to get a sip of my DP and then I'll be back. Okay, now y'all already know I've been watching Victorious. Y'all already know I've been watching Victorious. I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but I really have been watching it. And sadly, I have like 3 episodes left. And I've now watched all 4 seasons. What do I do after this? Like, I love Victorious with a passion. If y'all know me, y'all know it's my actual favorite TV show. It's number 1. It's number 1 for a lot of reasons. I think the cast is so talented in acting and singing, and like the comedy is so good because, you know, like some of those Nickelodeon shows were dirty, and like I feel really bad for the kids, but like those shows hold up in a comedy level. So they're funny and they're talented singers. The songs are Bop Town Century, and it's also just like they're hot. The people on the show are hot. I love watching hot people. So there's that. Now after it, I do think I'm gonna start watching this other show with Avon Jogia, who plays Beck on Victorious. He was in this new show 56 Days with Dove Cameron, and I still haven't watched it because I'm #fake, but I really want to watch it. It's on Prime, and then I'm going to give y'all my feedback. It's supposed to be kind of spooky, like I think like psychological. I could be wrong. I hear that it's, though, a little bit like mysterious, spooky, sexy vibes. I believe. Oh, thriller. I think it said thriller. I think it said erotic thriller. That's what it said. It said erotic thriller, and I said, sign me up. Sign me up. That sounds like me. So I'm excited for that. I guess that's gonna have to be my new show. I'm also very excited to go to Myrtle Beach. I'm just thinking of times and events, which what that means for the pod, I don't know. And I'm not going to promise anything. I'm really not. Like, what I'm going to tell you is that next episode is going to be me talking about my concerts experience, and it's going to be a fire episode, so tune in. And then after that, I have a show week. I can't promise anything. Actually, wait, that should be the week that it comes out. And then after that, I don't know. I'm not going to promise anything because I am planning to go to Myrtle Beach, which we love. And I'm probably not going to do an episode there just because I want to have vacation and have a good-ass time. And then after that, I'm flying to China. And then you'll get an episode when I'm there. Maybe. You will. I promise. You will. You will. I'm going to try to get my mic equipment there. And if I don't, we're going to just no mic, raw dog it. Raw dog, no mic. The reason I want to go to Myrtle Beach so bad is because that is my place. That is my home. I've been fantasizing recently with my brother about moving back to Myrtle Beach just because, like, we've talked about what if that's retirement for us, or what if we just moved back. And I think the reason we don't and we can't right now is because it's like, what do you do for work in Myrtle Beach? There's so many jobs, yes, but not for anything that we want to do. So I do believe that Myrtle Beach would be such a good retirement location, honestly, just because it's very cute and it's very home to me. And I want to say I didn't necessarily appreciate living there that much when I did, but I can't really say that just because, like, growing up, I didn't know anywhere else. Like, I lived there for the first 15 years of my life, so it's like I really didn't know in the same house even. So I didn't even really know anything new, and I couldn't, I guess, realize how nice it was. I mean, I knew that living 15 minutes from the beach was very nice, and I just couldn't, like, now I would love to be able to just drive over to the beach, but I'm trying to go there at least for 4 days before I go to China, and then, yeah, that's really all I can ask for. It's going to be a lit 4 days. Like, that's kind of my birthday gift, honestly, a month early. My birthday will be spent in China, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Any recommendations for a 21st birthday in China? Like, I might be working, which is fine, but if I'm not, we're going to do something fun. So, of course, today I want to talk about crushes, because when do I not? When do I not want to talk about crushes on this podcast? Okay, it got me thinking, because I don't have a crush right now, and I also miss the feeling of having a crush, because it's so fun, and it's like, it feels like such a big part of my life. So I'm like, how am I not having one right now? And like, when I was in a relationship in the past, like, I like to constantly be crushing on that person. I think it's just awesome, and it's so lovely. And I was watching this video, shout out Asian Glow Podcast. I love their podcast. They're so funny. And they were talking about how they had an elementary school crush, a middle school, and a high school crush. And they were like kind of just talking about them, ranking them. And it got me thinking, like, I don't really remember mine based on grade per se, because I was homeschooled. So it wasn't like at school. But I do remember, like, one of my first crushes, not Selena Gomez on Wizards of Waverly Place, but like a real life one. Shout out Cassidy. You know if you know who you are, but like, she doesn't watch this. Shout out Cassidy. I'm still honestly in good terms with their family. I haven't spoken to them in so long, but like, I know we could kiki. But she, I mean, she was just like cool. She was just like, whatever. We were good friends. We had a good relationship. And like, everybody knew that I was just like crushing, right? And then I guess like my more serious crush after that, I might have had some other ones, but yeah, I had some other ones for sure. But it's like, part of it is just being around people. Have y'all ever noticed that like, if you're around people, even if they weren't per se, like, you wouldn't be attracted to them or their personality, really. But, like, if you spend a lot of time with them, you kind of just develop that. I had a lot of those growing up because, picture this, me in my straight era, because in dance, I'm around only girls. The only other boy there was my brother and my other brother when he was there. But, like, it was mostly just girls, and so like, I would just hang around certain ones more than others, and then I would kind of develop feelings, which is so cool. But that has not happened to me in so long, and it's not like I don't spend time with people. Like, obviously I spend time with people, not that much, honestly, if we're being so real. Like, I spent so much time with those kids growing up, every single day except for Sunday. Like, I was with these people, so I guess I don't spend time with people like that anymore, which I'm thankful for. And like, when I teach, I only teach with my students, and obviously not doing that's a no. So, yeah, I guess I don't get out that much and spend time with people enough to develop feelings. But in my past relationship, my most recent one, and I'm not going to make this episode about my ex. However, I did talk to him the other day, 2 days ago. Good conversation. It always is a good conversation, but it's like, and he doesn't watch this, but like, I really don't need it. I need to stop giving him the time of day, but like, we always have good conversations, so I guess I entertain it. And also, it's like, who else am I talking to? No one. So, I don't know. Regardless, it was like I had a constant crush on him the whole time we were together, and that feels so nice. Like, that's just the way I go about it. And And I guess the crush was mutual, but like it doesn't feel the same. For me, it's like, yeah, I have adult real feelings for you, but it's like I'm still crushing over you because he was kind of T. Like, I hate to say it, he was kind of T. And thinking about his body the other day, actually, that's gonna piss me off. That's actually gonna make me mad. That's gonna make me so mad. Cause what? Never mind. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean your body's T? Like, that's actually gonna make me so mad. Anyways, crushes, man. I'm like excited to have a crush again. I'm excited to have a crush again, and I'm thinking maybe that's gonna happen abroad. I think it's gonna happen abroad, and I will probably give y'all some sneak peeks about it if that does happen. Yeah, there's going to be international models, Europeans, other parts of the US. There's going to be Chinese people, locals. Like, it's going to be a good ass time, I think. And that's the dating pool here is in Georgia. I don't think it's my scene. Sometimes I think I need to get out to Duluth more because that's literally K-Town. That's literally K-Town, Georgia. However, it's so many families. It's so many straight people. Well, I say families. That doesn't necessarily go with straight people. These families, these men, hey, they might want to get down to business, but personally, I'm not really into that, and I'm not really into feeding that lifestyle. Anytime I be seeing DL or like, I don't mess with it. I really am not into that. I'm really not into that. It's for some people. It's not for me. I just think like, hey, be proud. I'm over this homophobic thing, especially in the queer community, and you're homophobic. Get out. And I actually do mean that. Come out. Aggressively. Get out. I'm burning the closet with you in it. No, I'm pulling you out. First. Okay, I'll be nice. I asked some questions on my Instagram stories saying like, hey, what do y'all want to hear about? What do y'all have questions about? Ask me anything. And guess what? Y'all were kind of fake and like didn't want to respond. So that's kind of awkward on my end because here I am wanting to feed the community and the community doesn't want to help them feed themselves. That's actually so crazy. So that's why I actually did a cleanse. No, this is not why, but I did do a cleanse before getting on here. I was on my phone and I was like, I posted on my story, I'm about to unfollow you, some of you haters, because they're not active haters. But to me, if you're not supporting me, you're hating me. If you're not supporting me, you're my hater. If you can at least click like on something, double tap. Literally double tap. It's easy. If you can't do that for me, crickets. If you can't do that for me, unfollowed immediately. Okay, and it was gonna be that. Like, sometimes every once in a while I go in my following and I'm like, who is that? And if I don't know who you are, I'm sorry, but I'm probably gonna unfollow you just because like at one point I knew who you are. Maybe I went to boarding school with you. At this point though, if I don't recognize you, I kind of feel like I don't need to be following you because I don't know who you are. Like, ultimately, I don't know who you are, so I don't think I need to be following you. But then it became a game where I was in my followers, or my following, and I was clicking on these people, going to their following, and, first person it shows is you if they follow you back. So many of these hoes, and I do mean hoes, didn't follow me back. That's actually crazy. And here's the thing. Maybe they didn't know who I was, but most of the people that I saw, these people know who I am. Like, these certain ones. Like, you know who I am. If you're from boarding school, or if you're from someone who is like 4 years past or more, I don't care. But it actually did teach me a lot because there was like a time of my life where I went to a competition studio for 1 year. I was literally only there for 1 year. I'm still like in contact with some of them, but barely. And I was there for 1 year and met some of the nicest people, like really, really sweet people, nice people. They all still follow me, and I haven't talked to them in so long. Like, I haven't been to that studio. It's in South Carolina, so like, it's like North Myrtle Beach, maybe. And like it made me think. I was like, it's because those are just sweet people. Those are nice people. They were raised really well, and they're just nice. Like, I feel like they support me and even from afar. So that's nice. But so many people are fake. Ew, I'm sick. Like, I'm actually throwing up. I'm sick at how fake these people are. Ew. Ew. I love how my energy from the beginning of this pod to now is so different. But yeah, I had a cleanse. I unfollowed a bunch of you hoes. I don't know. I think I was following like 855 accounts. Now I'm following 812. Honestly, and I probably could cleanse more. I could cleanse more. But yeah, there's just a lot of people who didn't follow me back, and I said, you're done. Because some of them I was like, to be fair, they might have never followed me, but that was like this many. That was like 10%. The rest of them I said, you know who I am. You used to follow me. Fake. You don't want to support me anymore? Sorry, you don't get my follow anymore. You do not get my follow anymore. And some of these people I don't even like. Ugh, there was this one girl, don't like. And I don't, I'm not a big hater on most people, genuinely. This person, I don't like. But I had still followed her because I said, you know what? If we cross paths in the future, maybe it'll be a different story. I've known this girl since 2018. Like, we've known each other at different points, whatever. I was like, oh, I'll stay following her because she follows me. And if she saw me out in public, she would probably come up to me and be nice. So I'm just going to be like, hey, that's fine. I go on her account. I said, oh, she didn't follow me anymore. That's actually so awkward because if I'm remembering correctly, I have much more reason to dislike her than she has to dislike me. And that sounds like I've got an ego. That sounds like I'm narcissist. But no, I didn't go out of my way to ever be mean to this girl. I didn't ever go out of my way to be hateful to this girl. Actually, there was one thing. I'm just remembering back in 2018, but mind you, back in 2018, I had just turned 13 that summer when I met her. And I was just like a very honest and like more rude person back then, for real. And so I remember one time she had like bleached her hair and during this summer gig, kind of like a summer camp, but not. And then she asked me like how it looked, how her hair looked blonde or how she looked as a blonde. And I was like, I think I told her like meh, or I said like bad or something, which is like, yeah, that's mean. But at the same time, like I was honest and I actually stand by that because she's a natural brunette, if I'm not mistaken. And she looks the best as a brunette. And it was just like when she bleached it, it was just like that kind of like brassy yellow. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you it didn't look that good. And I could have gone about it nicer, but I was also 13 and she was like 16 at the time. I don't know. That's none of my business. That was probably the only reason I actually went out to be mean. She has gone and done much worse towards me, about me, behind my back. So, hey, not me just getting into this lore, but she just did a lot of really like mean stuff. And she was older than me and I was like, hey, why are you coming for me right now? But yeah, she doesn't follow me anymore. And she also doesn't follow one of my best friends who we all like knew each other at the same time. And I said, okay, and what? But you still follow some of the other hoes that you disliked a lot more. I don't know. That's none of my business anyways. I never actually got to my point. So I went on Instagram and I put this questionnaire up that you guys didn't submit that much to, but it said, what do y'all want to know about? What do y'all want to ask me about? Anything, okay? And then put in those prompts right here. The first one says, how do you get into modeling? Love this question. I hope you're watching this if you want to know. So basically, there's a couple of different ways to get into modeling. For instance, you want to do freelance. You can do freelance, which basically just means you don't have an agent. You're not represented by anybody. You kind of are figuring it out for yourself. You're submitting yourself to castings and things like that. Or you go the route of getting signed to an agency first. I mean, you can kind of try to do both at the same time, if I'm being honest. Like, it also heavily depends on where you live, okay? So say you live in a city like Chicago. If you're in Chicago or Miami or LA or New York, those are like the biggest in the US, right? If you're out of the US, like I can name those cities as well, but I'm assuming this person in the US, so I'm just going to talk on that experience. Atlanta's smaller, but okay. Like it has good agencies. So basically, you can, if you're not in those cities, I would recommend doing either like really local work, but like, I don't know, I'm just gonna assume that you want to go bigger with modeling, like that's your dream. If that's your dream, because I actually have a lot of opinions on this. I don't personally understand people who want to do it as a side gig or just do this as like a little here and there. And you know what? Everybody can have their other dreams. Maybe that's not your main dream, but you want to do it. I'm all for having multiple dreams. But modeling is something that takes so much work and dedication and love for it, and you have to really want it to actually do it. That's why I just feel like if you don't want it 100%, don't bother. And I'm gonna first say that. Don't bother, because it's not easy. It's not cheap. It's just like, okay, you get it. But say you want to do it. You really want to do it. And I 100% am here for you to cheer you on. So what I'm going to say is, if you don't live in one of those big cities, I would recommend trying to get signed to one that's closest to you. So say you live like anywhere if you're in the South, like Atlanta's a good place to shoot for, or Miami, like if you're closer in Florida. And I will say some other cities do have agencies. Like, I know Tennessee has a few, but like places like South Carolina, North Carolina might have some, but South Carolina, it's like it's not going to have any. That's where I'm from. But it would be like fine to be signed in Atlanta and live in South Carolina. That's kind of my point. I know people who live in Tennessee or who live in Alabama who are signed in Atlanta because there's big agencies there, and because their territory covers that ground. Me giving you a whole like thing. Obviously, like you can also be signed in New York and LA because those are big markets, and most places fly into these big cities. That's kind of a good thing about it. It's like if you're signed there, you could easily fly in. Obviously, that's not cheap and it's not going to be covered, but I'm just telling you. So how you actually get into it is, if you're going to sign with an agency, I recommend you take digitals of yourself. If you don't know what digitals are, look up model digitals, and basically it's the most simple photos of you. You're going to wear black, like fitted or white fitted shirts, tank tops, and black skinny jeans, or you can wear shorts, but no, actually don't. Mostly skinny jeans. And then it's going to be like a headshot. There's going to be a 3/4 length. There's going to be a full length. Sometimes there's profile. There's quarter, like simple images. Take a bunch, have a friend do it. You can take them by yourself. I've taken many by myself on a timer, so you'll be fine. And then that's only if you're not in a city that has open castings. If they have open castings, still go, but it's great to take digitals by yourself, and they can be taken on a phone camera. So then you start submitting. You're in the submitting process. So you're submitting to your dream agencies. You're submitting to any agency. Okay, for me, like when I was submitting, because I really didn't care about city, I said, I'm going to try to make it work and go to anywhere. So I was submitting obviously to my local agencies because that's ideal. And then I was submitting to even abroad, New York, anywhere, mother agencies. Oh, that's a big difference. A booking agent versus a mother agent. A lot of agencies are booking and mother agencies, but your mother agent is so important, okay? You really have to have a good mother agent. That's basically going to be like your main manager, and then they will place you with other booking agents. If you sign with a booking agent first, they're not going to necessarily help you with, I guess, like the whole profile of your modeling career. A mother agent will. So you want to get signed with a good mother agent who will place you globally if that's something you want, or place you in other markets you want to be in, and also just like they'll really kind of help you imagine your career and push you towards those goals. So find a good mother agent. A lot of times, honestly, in my opinion, that's going to be like boutique agencies, which is smaller agencies. That's just my experience, that bigger agencies don't necessarily mean better. It means more money, more models. However, bigger agencies with more models, sometimes you'll fall into the cracks, if that makes sense. And they don't necessarily need you to book to make money, so they're not going to be pushing you out maybe as much as a boutique agency would. Okay, so now I might be going way too in depth for this question. They said, how do you get into modeling? So you're submitting to agencies. That's all on you. Almost every modeling agency website has become a model, submit, like contact. So email, send in there, put your photos in there because it will ask for photos, measurements, have your measurements, name, contact info, all the basic things. Just fill it out. And if you want to go the route of, I guess, submitting yourself and doing more like freelance stuff, I would recommend Instagram and Threads. Like Instagram and Threads are pretty big in the scene. And like meeting local creatives, and like these event ATL shooters that I did. That's great for models trying to start out because you can network and you can do runway shows. Some of it might be unpaid, but it will be like getting your foot in the door. You can meet people for like music video shoots and things like that. That's kind of freelance stuff. So my thing is, if you want to do freelance, a lot of times the rates are going to be lower. That's because in the industry, there's a bigger respect for people who are signed to big agencies or any agencies. If you have representation, your representation, will often negotiate higher income or higher rates for you. So that's not always possible as a freelancer, if that makes sense. And also the jobs and the connections. Like if you're a freelancer, you're not gonna just like be booking major brands. And I'm saying that you could because of social media perhaps, but like you're not emailing these brands, you're not getting their creative directors info, you know what I mean? And being on someone like, I'm gonna name the big ones, like Elite or Wilhelmina, like they have these connections, they have these contacts that as a freelancer you can't even imagine. So that's kind of why it's beautiful and it's much easier. It's like you can't travel abroad and model abroad with good contracts and deals if you don't have agencies abroad. That's the big part. So if that's what you want to do, first step is find a good mother agent. If anyone has any questions, also you can DM me. Like I'll help you because I know the struggle is real, but it's just like sometimes you just need somebody to talk you through it. So find a good mother agent. They will help you do the rest and ask questions, baby. That's what I'm here for. Okay. Moving on. I hope that was helpful. Next one's how you got to be so beautiful. And I love that. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. But how did I get... Well, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be a narcissist when I answer this. Yes, I have decent genetics. I have pretty good genetics and I'm thankful for that. And it's made me be able to do something and make a career out of something that I really want and love. So I'm very thankful for that. But also, like I said earlier in this video, I'm really taking care of myself. So I'm working hard for my skin, my hair, my body. Like I'm doing a lot of work. So I'm gonna just like give myself credit there for that. The last one says tips for learning choreo for fun. I think they're referring to K-pop. And okay, my tips are how I like to learn is like, actually, I love like a slowed down mirrored version. So if you have TikTok or you have Instagram or YouTube, look up like whatever dance you're trying to learn, do mirrored or tutorial, and there will be a mirrored version. I really like to learn it from like the real dancers or idols per se, like an actual video of the idols doing it, because sometimes some of these people doing tutorials, sometimes they either miss something or they do something a little wonky, like, which no shade, maybe they just missed it and didn't see it quite right. But the real idols, if you want to see like the accurate version, watch them do it slowed down, like 0.5 speed, 0.25, 0.75, and then mirrored it, which you can actually download videos and do that yourself if you want to, but most times there's one posted already, and then learn it that way. And for me that works because like I can just visually learn it that way, but I'm a trained dancer, so I don't know. Yeah, so other than that, what would be it? There's really just really good resources online for tutorials for K-pop. Unless it's like a lesser known group, then I don't know exactly how to help you there. You can ask me, I can teach you because I'm a dance teacher. I'll learn it and then teach you. And I do actually like teaching so much because it helps me learn so much. Like, if I know something well enough to teach somebody else, it's good. Oftentimes I've taught my brother dances and he learns well from me. He says I'm a good teacher. I'll take it. And so like I'll learn a dance and then teach him and he can pick it up really well. I can teach it really fast. So if I know something well enough to teach it, I really feel good about it. And that's today's episode. Thank you for submitting the questions. I didn't know I was going to go all that long about modeling, but I'm like very passionate. See, that's kind of the thing that I just was saying about teaching people. Like, I like learning anything and being new to things till the point I can teach it. It's the same thing I've talked about business-wise, where I'm like, I was a dancer, then dance teacher. Now I want to own my studio, like own a studio or a company and like manage that. And then I'm like, I am just now starting modeling. However, I want to own a modeling agency one day, like, and manage models and be a mother agent. Like, I just have that mindset. I have that mindset, which is like good, but also bad. I don't know. I think it's good. I'm just gonna say it's good. Please subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Go check out my choreography, like I said, on my other YouTube channel, and turn on the post notifications here because I'm going to try to be back on that grind of posting every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, okay? Please support me, even when I'm, like, falling short a little bit. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. Don't prove I'm right. Okay. And there's a little singing treat for you. If you want to check out the link tree, you can find my Instagram, my TikTok, and everything there. Stalk me on everything, please. This has been the Leckiju Lounge. Bye. Love you.